Bongjoonho's long-awaited directorial follow-up to his Oscar-winning Parasite has finally hit theaters. And based on the current landscape, it couldn't have dropped at a more perfect time. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you're new, check out the rest of the channel and let me know what you think. Let's dive into Mickey 17. Let's get this out of the way first. Robert Pattinson is incredible in this film. This might be a career best performance for him. Thank God Twilight didn't destroy this man's career, because all of us should feel blessed to see him effortlessly disappear into this role. Easily an early favorite for my 2025 Best Actor, Pattinson plays a dual role in this film as Mickey 17 and Mickey 18. Two expendables who inhabit a colony ship. Pattinson expertly crafts unique and distinct personalities and characteristics for both Mickeys. And both characters serve a specific purpose in this movie. 17 is a bit of a softie. He's quiet, standoffish, and follows his orders to his detriment as he often allows his superiors and colleagues to walk all over him. But he's also kind and compassionate, and this becomes an important quality for his character towards the finale. 18 is rebellious. He's the disgruntled employee, fed up with the corporate structure and being the low man on the totem pole. He's confident, confrontational, and impulsive. Everything 17 is not. And while these two butt heads upon their initial interactions, they soon come to terms with the fact that they both have essential traits that are imperative for their joint survival and the survival of the colony. The supporting cast is also fantastic. Naomi Ackie plays 17 and 18's girlfriend Nasha, a formidable colony security agent, and she is a great companion to Mickey, especially 17. Opposites do attract. Nasha is headstrong, assertive, and unyielding. He is the rock that 17 needs in his life to lean on. I really enjoyed Steven Yeun in this as well. It's always nice to see him pop up in stuff, especially in live action things, because I feel like he doesn't get that many roles, and he's a fantastic actor. And even though he plays a bit of an asshole in this movie, he is pretty funny every time he's on screen. The catalyst for 17's current situation, he's selfish, arrogant, and a backstabbing prick. And as much as you become fed up with his antics, Yeun is having a ball doing what he does best. And then we have our big bad, Kenneth Marshall, portrayed by Mark Ruffalo, an over-the-top yet captivating performance. Marshall is a failed politician who leads an expedition to sprout a new society in his image. His plans behind the scenes are nefarious and sinister. Ruffalo pulls inspiration from all of the politicians and corporate CEOs that we're all sick of hearing from on both sides of the political aisle. He treats all of his underlings as expendables on his mission to secure a kingdom of his own and seemingly spread his seed among the female colony population. I do have to say, it's sort of ironic for Ruffalo to take on a role like this, considering he is one of the prominent, wealthy celebrities who is just constantly forcing his political opinions down everyone's throat, clearly out of touch with how the vast majority of Americans live, and I truly wonder if there was any self-reflection on his part. But anyway, I digress. The messaging of Mickey 17 is extremely relatable to the current political and social landscape of our country. Mickey is your average American citizen who's just trying to get by. Granted, his current situation is one partially of his own making, but hey, we all make mistakes. But Mickey's story highlights the strife that a lot of normal Americans feel on a daily basis. It does not matter which side of the political spectrum you identify with. I personally think they are both self-serving blobs of human waste, but that is neither here nor there. The important aspect of this story is to showcase the leaders we're all sick and tired of. The extremely corrupt, egotistical, overly ambitious politicians, bought and paid for by corporations and lobbyists who use their constituents when it benefits them most and then toss them aside once their goals have been achieved. I also think Ho does a fantastic job of not really choosing a side as to alienate part of his audience. I've heard a lot of people online upset because they think this is just Ruffalo playing a variation of Trump, which is partially true, but look, both of the leaders on both sides of this aisle are pieces of shit. You can't trust any of them. It doesn't matter to me. It didn't bother me. I don't care. I think the bigger picture is highlighting that all of those leaders are what is wrong with our current social structure. The truth is, these are nuanced topics and they should be treated as such, which makes having two Mickeys with starkly opposite traits so important to the narrative. It shows that if we really want change, that we cannot keep just alternating between one extreme to the other. To enact true change, you have to find a balance, to find a compromise. You have to be able to adapt to different situations when they call for it. A poignant message in what has been a difficult past few years, not only for this country, but the world as a whole. I enjoyed this film, but as much as I enjoyed it, it does feel a bit too long, especially towards the finale. The pacing is a little bumpy all the way throughout. This film does start hot, and it keeps you pretty engaged with the non-linear story structure, but towards the third act, it just slows down a bit too much, and it really, really drags in what essentially is supposed to be the epic finale. The other negative aspect of Mickey is that it's not quite as buttoned up from a writing standpoint as Ho's previous films. I know there were some reshoots and a few production issues along the way, which may have led to this not being quite as expertly crafted as his previous work. Where Parasite and Snowpiercer allowed the audience to come to conclusions all on their own, that tactic is absent here. For whatever reason, Ho feels the need to over-explain situations through strenuous and expositive dialogue, which does get very, very tiring. The majority of the audience that are going to see this film are smart, and they should be treated as such. This movie doesn't qualify as one of Ho's best works, but it is enjoyable nonetheless. I'm always game for a new Bongjoonho entry because he has a specific flair and style, and they're always fun. They're always extremely well directed, expertly acted, and the narratives are always so relatable yet immensely enjoyable. He has a knack for taking heavy subjects and making them light and digestible for the audience. If you enjoy Ho's work and enjoy quirky satires, definitely give Mickey 17 a watch. I don't think you'll be disappointed.